Alright, so if your forks are leaking, you probably need to replace your fork oil seals, and I just did that to one of my forks for the first time, and it actually wasn't that bad. It's my first video tutorial, so excuse me if I'm a little bit squirrely. I have my lovely assistant here holding the camera, and she's probably going to help out with a couple things. But so, this is assuming that you know how to remove the fork. This is assuming you already know how to remove the fork. I might post a tutorial later on how to remove your forks, but one thing to remember when doing this job is clean, 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 clean. If it's dirty and you use dirty rags, dirty environment, you're gonna have to go back and do it again. So before you remove the fork, which might be a little late if you're looking at this tutorial, you want to loosen up these end caps, and then while you have it on the ground, you want to loosen up that bolt right there. Which you put, I put that in there, and then I use a ratchet extension and just break it, and then once it's loose, I just come back here. So, to start, we need to remove this little protector off, and I do that by just grabbing a flathead, putting it on the edge like so, and giving it a good whack. And keep whacking it. Working all the way around. So it comes off. So that's off. Now then, we want to grab our wrench and just loosen this up without stripping the nut there at the top. And if you're not retarded like me, you'll be able to keep the wrench on it for more than 5-6 seconds. After a while, it should be loose enough to just spin by hand. Now then, we just compress this a little bit, and you want to get your wrench on this little nut right here. And you're going to want to give that a quick spin. And your point here is this little cap that you just unscrewed comes off the dampening rod. That's fine, we don't care about that. So you just hold that little nut with your wrench and you unscrew this cap. And then you just pull it right off. Set it down. Take your wrench off that. Now what fell off earlier, I'll put it back on so you can see the taking apart of it. So you just lift this, take this little washer off, and slide this little tube off. And if you look in there, you'll see a little washer. You just reach in with your finger, grab the little washer, pull it off, done. Alright, then if you look in again, there's a spring. Reach in, pull the spring out. It's coated in oil. And at this point, we want to dump all our oil out. So, just turn the fork, And that's a good color for it to be. My other oil, the oil in my other fork was really gross. It's a better color for it to be anyway. You want to pump this rod a couple times, which is probably going to be really difficult. Oh. Of course, don't dump this on the ground or in the grass. Use a suitable oil container, just like if you were changing oil on a car. Okay. Once you drain that a bit, and you're going to want to wipe your hands. We'll go ahead. Actually, we'll go ahead and do this first. At this point, you can just take the dampening rod out. You do that by sticking a wrench in there and just loosening the screw the rest of the way. And bolt will fall out, and you can go ahead and pull the whole rod out. And just set that aside. Go ahead and wipe the fork clean. Alright, now we want to remove the dust seal. Now be really careful because you don't want to scratch this little slider, the tube or whatever the actual name for it is. And at this point, use a small flathead screwdriver. Get it in there. And just, so what I do is I just get it in there and then turn it sideways. And that kind of distances the dust seal from the fork tube. And you'll probably put a little bit of a nick in the taint of this little gold thing, of this slider here. But oh well. So then you pull that dust seal right off. And inside here you'll see a little clip, like a circlip. What you need to do is find the ends of it. So there's the ends. It's kind of like a little clip, and it has little protrusions that go into a small channel in there. And you basically stick your flathead in there, you pry forward and then out, and then you hold the one end while you go in the flathead and get the other one out, like so. And you probably, once you're holding those two, you probably want to get one more protrusion, and then the whole thing just comes out. At this point, all you have left is this tube, this, and your little fork seal in there. To get the fork seal out, kind of fun. All you gotta do and there you go. So set this aside. We don't need that right now. Alright, so here's your fork seal. Old and gross. And you're gonna want to go ahead and pop that off. Old fork seal. At this point, clean the fuck out of the tube. Party hard. Alright, I usually pull out these little washers and that bushing.
Hold on.
This is your.
It passed the 10 minutes, so I don't know.
It stopped or what?
It's now the number is red.
But is it still recording? Is it still incrementing?
Going down. Oh, because it's gonna end, I think. So you have to make another one.
That's fine.
Okay. 30 seconds.
So clean that little bushing off of all the oil that's on it. That's your. That's one of your bushings. I'm not replacing my bushings because I don't really need to replace them. Clean this one off.
20.
And the video is ending soon, reaching my 10-minute limit here, so we're going to go on to a new video soon.
10.
It'll be in part 2. But just clean these off. And video's ending.